What did Jesus claim? Promises that backed up his claims. We've been talking about the four strands of evidence that come together to support Christ's main claim that he was actually God and not just a great teacher. The first strand of evidence were his actions. He did what the prophets predicted he would do when he came. Blind people saw again. Lame people started to walk. He did what ordinary men couldn't do. Secondly, we saw that Jesus accepted worship from others. It's something most men would recoil at, but Jesus received the worship, and this implied that it was due him. Now, the third strand of evidence that Jesus was God were his promises. They were so big that you'd think he was crazy if they weren't true. For example, he promised that heaven and earth would pass away, but that his words would not. Here we are over 2,000 years later, and the Bible, containing Christ's words, is still the best-selling book of all times. Then he promised eternal life to all who would follow him. Now, most men fear death. The frightening unknown beyond this life can be sheer terror. But for the Christian who dies, there is neither the sadness nor the hopelessness of others who know of nothing beyond the grave. A believer in Jesus crosses the river of death, knowing that there is another side that is even better than the one they're on. Jesus promised that if anyone was thirsty, they could come to him and drink. If they did so, they would not only be satisfied, but they would be filled to overflowing so that others could drink as well. This is true and is the reality for all who will drink. Jesus knew what he was talking about because he came from God. Jesus knew God firsthand. He said, "I and the Father are one." The promises of Jesus are utterly unique, and there is no parallel in any other world leader.